Howdy folks, welcome back to Ugly Dog Lures. This will be done as a premiere. We're having all kinds of difficulties with internet in this shop. Nobody can figure it out. So we're going to do some different paints, 2 of them, and we're going to do an unboxing. Stuff for OPO and some stuff for me and Melissa for our sticker board tonight. So it's going to be a wild ride. Just sit in there and let's go. So let me tell you about my new opening. Okay, y'all ready to hear it? Welcome to Painting with Old Fogies. No? Okay. Mel just give me the California howdy over that. So our first box here, and I'm not going to show the address or nothing on it, is going to OPO, and it's from Ray's Outdoor Arkansas, Mr. Glenn. So if you hadn't picked his channel up, please go pick him up. It's a great channel, great content, lots of fishing and hunting, and just a good old redneck life. And that's very important to some of us. So let's see what Mr. Glenn sent for OPO. Well, I know what he sent. He already told me, but let's see what's in this box. Mel don't know because I don't tell her nothing.
Nothing. You never tell me nothing.
So they made these. Whoops. Almost got that around there. And they are t-shirts to give out to some of the OPO guys. Let me stand up here and show y'all. Melissa can get them up closer.
Melissa's not showing herself on camera because it's scary.
That's what the back says. It says when tyranny becomes law, rebellion becomes duty. And that's from Thomas Edison. So them are just absolutely gorgeous.
They are.
Glenn, thank you so much. The guys are going to really love those. So I'm going to get them put back in this box and get them set over here for the OPO stuff. It's right down here is where all that stuff is going. And that's a video that'll be coming pretty quick. We are so busy around the shop. We picked up 2 new stores and possibly going to branch all the way into Minnesota too. We got a deal working up there. So the man that had lots of inventory now has no inventory.
Plus, what else did you do this week? What else did I do this week?
She went on a date with a new husband.
You wish.
What did you do this week, Melissa? Besides stock the store?
I stocked the store.
Okay, well she stocked the store.
I'll put some pictures of them in there.
And I'll bet that store sells more than a tackle store will.
Yeah.
And let me explain this to you. So we put our stuff in an antique mall, or an antique store.
Magnolia Vintage.
Yes, it's called Magnolia Vintage here in Clovis, New Mexico. They wanted, I don't know, she probably put 125 or so up there. Probably. Between 100 and 125 of my lures. But what my crazy, messed up redneck mind goes to is all these poor guys like me. Okay?
Poor guys.
Their wife will drag them into these places, them not wanting to go, and this will actually give them something to look for and shop for. So maybe that'll work. I'm abused, folks, I guarantee you.
So abused.
She drags me to all kinds of places I don't want to be at.
Oh, whatever. You want to be there.
Senior abuse. So we got these decals on a trade, and we'll check them out. Melissa can get some back to them. Both of them great little channels. The Boring Fisherman. If you have not picked the Boring Fisherman, Mr. Ken, up, please go pick Mr. Ken up.
Yep. Show him some love. He's fine.
He is so fun. Nice guy. He does a lot of neat stuff.
Yeah, he does. From
fishing to crabbing to riding his motorcycle. Just a great channel. So pick Mr. Ken up. And they will be going back here on the board. And then his wife. Queen Hess.
Oh, I love her stickers.
We just like Queen Hess a lot. She's got a great little channel too. So please, if you hadn't picked them up, please do. Queen Hess and the Boring Fisherman, great family. So that kind of got that took care of. Now I'm going to hand these off to the boss lady over there.
Dang straight.
So she can write the address down and put some headed back to them. Okay, on to the paint job. Should we? Should we not?
We should.
So we should. So we're going to continue down this little path that I started a few weeks ago.
Oh no, not that path.
Hey,
Yes.
I'm fixing to hit you on top of the head and sprain both your ankles there, woman.
I don't think that's possible. I'm already so short.
But our new painters that are coming into the channel are just asking me a ton of questions.
Which is great.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love helping people get started and start learning. And then we got a bunch of naysayers says you can't use folk art paint. And I got something to say to them. Bull crap.
How much of that stuff do we have as folk art paint?
I got hundreds of different colors of folk art paint.
And we've been using it the whole time.
Yeah, I've been using it for years. But, so today we're going to paint two baits, two little craws, a little rebel craw, backwards pull, and then we're going to paint this lobster crank. Okay? We're going to do both baits the same pattern, the same colors, just to show you that it can be done. So I don't like all the negativity that these people are spewing out of their mouth. I'm going to be honest with you. It just pisses me off when they say that. So we're just going to paint with folk art and get it done. So we're going to start with folk art. It's called Crocodile. It is a green paint, and that's what we're going to start this paint with. This folk art paint you can thin with water just fine. So please, you guys, don't let them tell you you can't do something when I know good and well you can. I've got faith in all of you guys. This is just water in this bottle. And it don't take but a few drops. Come here, Bob, give me a stir stick.
Run, Bob, run.
Just don't let them tell you can't do it. A bunch of naysayers, you know. It just irritates me when people do that. And I'm sorry, but I'm old and I can be irritable if I want to be.
When are you not irritable?
When I wake up in the morning.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
I'll guarantee you I'm not irritable. I'm probably irritable by the time I get home from my job.
Yes.
But if you're just starting out and learning, by all means, buy the folk art. You can probably buy that little paint right there for 95 cents.
$1.
$1, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of times they're 97 cents. And a lot of these I have pre-thinned too. So, but let's just start off this old crocodile here. Start laying it on here. Yeah, definitely don't let them discourage you from trying these paints. Because they work just fine. Most of these I've got here in the shop are fairly old anyway. They've been here for a long time. I need to thin that just a hair bit more. Right quick like.
That's what you get for not doing your finger test.
Oh yeah. I'm just that way. Yeah. I have painted thousands upon thousands of lures with these paints. I'll guarantee you. And they're just fine. They say, oh, they'll fade out. Of course, any lure that you paint will fade out eventually.
I don't know. I found this one. It fell outside.
And that's probably 5 years old.
It's at least 2 years old that I know of. Probably older than that because of the color on it.
Yep.
And here.
That is folk art.
And
Orange.
it's been sitting
And
outside.
it's been setting in the sun for 2 years outside. It's still just as bright as it was then.
Yeah.
So, probably one of my kids.
No, I think it was me when I was taking pictures of them that day.
Shame on me.
Because that's where I was, out there by the wood pile taking pictures.
Melissa got sick to the woods here.
Whatever.
But please don't let them discourage you guys. Just don't like negative people like that. And I admit, I have a lot of Createx paints. I have a lot of folk art paints. I have a lot of different stuff in here, you know. I'm not going to let them discourage me and make me mad. So.
That's a lot of squirts.
I'm spotting it, honey. I'm actually spotting the green. Because it's going to get another color with it.
Okay.
I want it darker in spots and I want it lighter in spots.
Okay.
Can you see the speckle in that?
No.
Well, you're blinded or bad if you can.
I got stickers in an envelope for Hester and Ken. I'm going to go mail them in a little bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna take these out of the bag or they're never gonna fit. I should do that first.
So on these two baits, I've got spots that are darker, spots that are lighter, and you'll see why here shortly. I did that
On purpose and stuff?
on purpose. It's just the effect that it's going to give this bait. It's pretty cool. So our next color is going to be our linen, and then our last color is going to be Georgia clay. This is folk art linen, and that's what we're going to do the belly with on this bait. But I kind of want a tan belly on it is pretty good. You could put a drop of orange in that belly too, if you so desired, onto that tan and get a really nice color. And we'll just do that since we're doing it. A drop of orange. I gotta get folk art orange, don't I?
Yeah. Oh! I don't know what that was.
Too much crap in here.
We were cooking yesterday. I think it was some cooking oil.
This is a couple of my folk art colors. That's cool. Deco Art Bright Orange. We're going to add one drop of that to the linen. And just change the color just a little bit. Let me take that up just a little bit. Okay. Just a tiny bit there. That's going to give it a little bit of an orange tannish hue to it.
Spelled that wrong. Why does it look wrong?
S-E-N-S-E-N-I-N-G. You didn't spell it wrong.
No? It doesn't look right.
Okay. Let's get our air pressure back together. Lay that linen belly in there with a drop of orange. Kind of orangey tan a little bit.
Isn't that a tangerine?
Kind of. Not quite tangerine.
No, I mean an orangey. No.
There's our bellies. On there. Cool, cool. Easy enough. Now, in our airbrush, because we're done with our airbrush for a little while. Clean airbrush is a happy airbrush. And I'll guarantee you any painter in the world has walked off and been painting his airbrush at one point.
And I hope not. That sure messes them up.
Now, letting that sit there and dry. And our next color is going to be Georgia clay. And it will not be airbrushed, it will be done with a simple toothbrush. So, we're just going to spot this thing. I don't care where the spots go, just random. Oh, Melissa, you don't quit messing with my stuff over here. I'm going to
Yeah.
put a little brother on you.
Whatever.
Yep. Excuse me. We are having pretty steady 50-mile-an-hour winds today, and I bet it's gusted over 70 several times. Don't you, Melissa?
Oh yeah. It's blowing.
Georgia clay. A little bit of a brown, red, pretty nice color. And for me, when I do spots like this, without no stencils, we're doing all of this. I wipe some of that paint off on a paper towel and just let it start stenciling. Like I said, I don't care where it goes. I've got spots that are lighter, spots that are darker. Let's get some down here on the belly. A few of those spots. Got it heavy up on the back in a spot and lighter in other spots. That's exactly what we want to do. Dab it off on a paper towel a little bit. And just throw you some spots up there. Just make your own, you know. Spots wherever you want to put them, put them. You can put them heavier, you can put them lighter in some spots. But when you're done, you're going to have a unique bait. It goes to my thoughts on you don't have to have stencils to paint baits, guys. I didn't have stencils up until probably, I don't know what, 16 months ago or something, honey, before I ever got a stencil.
Yeah. And that's because one of the guys sent it to you.
Yeah. And I still painted and sold baits. What you got to do if you can get started and sell a few, you know, replace a few baits and buy you one stencil. Replace a few baits, buy you another stencil. You know, sell a few more here and there. That's just how that works. That works for me anyway. I started with a, believe it or not, an airbrush that came from What's that store called up there in Melissa?
Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight. And I used that airbrush for 6 months. And sold baits, and then eventually I worked my way all the way up to the Iowa HPCS. I am no more talented than anybody that paints.
No, you have a crazy talent.
Well,
But at least you're sharing it.
I don't want to keep it to myself. If I do, I don't think I do. There's a lot better painters than me out there. But the big difference is, do they sell as many baits as I do? That's the kicker.
You sell as many baits as you do because
Because of you?
of me.
Okay. So,
Mm-hmm.
there you go, folks. If you want to sell baits, be married to Melissa.
There you go.
So. I think I sell as many baits as I do because I'm so involved.
I think you did, yeah.
You know, I'm involved with Wounded Warriors, I'm involved with OPO, I'm involved with all these other
Okay,
painters.
but
I'm involved with,
look at
I guess
before.
now I'm involved with redoing homeless shelters.
Yeah,
So,
that's our
I
new
found
project.
this out a couple of days ago. So we're going to be helping, donating some stuff to help them.
But we need to touch on the point of what happened at the shows when we first started selling baits at the shows.
I don't remember.
People walk by.
Yeah.
They stop and they say, "Oh, pretty," and they walk by. You have to engage with them.
You have to
to
interact with them.
talk, and you have to tell them about what you're doing. And
now, with the shows, especially the show here, they see us and come running.
yeah, but now they do.
And they do
Before,
now, but when we first started, no, you had to.
you have to have
You had to actually
pictures,
work it.
or you have to have an elevator speech. You have to do something besides sit there, because if you're sitting there, people, it's real easy for them just to say hello and walk by, if they even say hello. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. They're like, they have the same baits you do, and they set them up, and then they get mad when they don't sell. It's because they're sitting there and not selling, and you have to sell them.
Oh yeah, you got to.
Not necessarily sell them, because they kind of sell themselves, but you have to give the people the information and bring them in. You have to have their attention.
Yeah, you absolutely do. A simple trick. A Sharpie. Make your claws on here on the end of this little rebel with a Sharpie. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do it. So we're just proving here today you can. I get so upset with the naysayers, you know, that you can't, you have to have the high dollar paints, you have to do this, you have to do that. That's a bunch of bull.
How do you really feel?
Well, I think they kind of know how I feel about it now. And always encourage your fellow painters. Don't look at them as competition. Encourage them. It will serve you way better in the end if you do that. Sorry I had to vent just a little bit, folks, but I got into it the other day on the Facebook and the YouTube with one. Not going to say who he is, but
You're nicer than I am.
I am going to prove him wrong right here. So, see, a little bit of black cloth. You can put a little piece of tape around that, spray paint, but I wanted to show you that you can do it with a Sharpie.
I like to do Sharpie things with, like other art projects, like drawing mustaches on you at night when you sleep.
Hey, wife for sale. Cheap. We'll trade for crankbaits just like Modog did.
I'm not a cheap trade. Can you imagine? I might actually like somebody else. I might do all kinds of stuff for them.
I don't know. So. Whenever.
Whatever.
Okay, see, let's take our Sharpie. I'm just going to put a little bit of black on that eye. That's all it needs right there. Just a little bit of black. There's his little eyes, little black eyes.
Are they beady?
I don't talk to you. Remember, I'm not married to you anymore. I sold you. I don't have to answer to you anymore, Melissa. I only answer to one person now.
You wish.
Oh, we joke a lot. We kind of like each other, kind of, most days. Some days, no. We hate each other's guts. You know, when I come home from work, why ain't my dinner on the table by 5? That's kind of horrible, ain't it? Was you throwing that over here for me to throw away, or was you actually chunking that at me?
I was chunking that at you.
Okay.
But would you please throw it away from me? Okay.
I go to work long before the sun ever gets up. And usually I'm home by 3. Sometimes it's not till 7 or 8 at night, 6. But. And Melissa has a real estate business, so she's got some pretty funky hours herself.
I don't have funky hours.
But most usually she sleeps till 9 or 10. And then she goes to work. So I'm stuck here by myself, which is okay. I can do things. I don't have no problem coming to the shop. I don't have no problem cooking dinner or nothing else.
I want to know what things are that you do.
Come to the shop. Every once in a while I stop by Sonic and have an ice cream that you don't know about on my way
Wait,
home.
what?
Huh?
Nuh-uh.
So I'm going to show you all these here in just a minute. One other thing that we're going to do when we get to that point here in a minute is I'm actually going to downsize the eye in this lobster crank a little bit, and then I'm going to epoxy over that to show you that that's okay to do too. I think we'll just use one of these green eyes in there. A little bit smaller than what it's supposed to be. You can do a lot of things and change a lot of things, and 90% of the time people's not going to notice what you've done. What'd you do with all my stuff, Melissa?
I hit it.
This is from Recollections. It is what they call a flocking powder. Flocking, YouTube. Not the other one. Before I get a stripe.
You're going to do a stripe.
So we're actually going to add just a tiny bit of this into our epoxy. And this flocking powder will give it a little bit of a blackish hue along with the green and the Georgia clay. The crocodile and the Georgia clay. I have sent a few baits up to Ron up at New Hope. that have this in it, and he loved them. So we're going to add it to this one. Let's just stick us a green eye in here. You want to, Melissa?
Yes.
You want to, girl?
Yes.
And I do apologize for our internet problems. I'm not going to be live very much for a little while, but this is how the world works. So we're still going to put up videos. We're just not going to be live until we figure out what to do with this stinking internet. And I'm not sure if it's the internet. I'm not sure if it's something in her computer shutting down. She has one of those high dollar gaming computers. And what I'm wondering if it's just not enough to keep it going. A little bit of stuff that me and her do.
It works fine until I hit live.
Yeah, and then it dies.
And then it just shuts off, or it turns off the microphone, or...
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. We got to figure that out. It's missing a download. So if any of you guys out there are computer people, call Mel. Send her an email at uglydoglures, and she can call you and maybe discuss it. Mel knows a lot about computers, but she ain't figured this one out yet. She does a lot of computer stuff.
Oh, I figured it out. I figured out how to fix it.
Get a new computer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm thinking that's my best option.
She actually, I have a new laptop in the house that she bought me, I don't know, a couple of years ago now, Melissa.
Yeah, probably.
I turned it on once. Just not my thing. Computers are not my thing. I don't want to game. I don't want to listen to all the negativity on them. So I have to be on one for 10 to 12 hours every day at work. Some days 8 hours. And I just not going to come home and do that. I'd like rather come home and come out to the shop and play. Go meet Mel for lunch or something at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We do that a lot.
Yeah, we do.
That's lunch and supper. Then we'll lay there in the bed at night, watch TV, and eat gummy bears. I just warm my epoxy up just a little bit with my blow dryer there. It just gives it a little faster flow. I guess I ain't got many more days now. Now buy these little 6cc syringes. Actually, Mel goes and gets them for me. I'm not allowed to go to the livestock supply stores because they have stuff in there I like homemade knives and buckles. But I buy them, and I'll use them to measure my epoxy. Then when I get done, I just run just a little bit of 70% alcohol through them, and I can probably get 40 or 50 baits epoxied out of one before it finally wears out. So, just a little more advice there. So for these two baits, we're going to do 2 cc's of resin. And then we'll do 2 cc's of hardener.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, you need to be nice. And we're using BSI, which is Bob Smith Industries. If you get it mixed correctly, you got 6 hours and that lure will be cured and ready for hooks. If you don't, sometimes it takes longer than that. And a little bit of it depends on the humidity. But typically 6 hours and ours are dry and ready to be hooked. But we live in a desert with no humidity, so it's going to vary a little bit on you. flocking powder, just a little bit. Hard to see that stuff. Get that little bit of black fleck in there. And I use the same little stir stick over and over again on my epoxy. Stir the snot out of it, and then I'll heat it and stir it a little more. I have never had issue with bubbles in this epoxy. And I think the reason why is because I heat it. And then I'll heat it again once that I put it on the lure and thin it out a little bit more. If you don't want to buy and dispose of acid brushes like I do, because you can buy 30 of them for $3
At Harbor Freight.
At Harbor Freight. You can get you some acetone and get you a really nice brush and just clean it after every lure that you epoxy, and it'll last for a long time. So, let's jump in here and whoop this one out right here. It's just a matter of convenience for me. I probably should clean them. I don't, so. I'm pretty sure this video is going to come out as a premiere tomorrow night. But today is Monday, President's Day. If you're a president, happy President's Day.
Well, thank you.
I said president, not dictator.
I am a president.
And a dictator.
I'm not. You're mean.
I am. You know, I used to be such a nice, sweet, innocent young fella. She ruined me.
Totally ruined.
And I'm going to let Melissa show y'all what we got here up close. But I'm sitting out here in my shorts.
In a picture.
So she will show y'all in a picture on the beginning of the video.
Yep.
And these are all done with deco art and folk art paints. Very nice little bait. Okay, on to the little Rebel knockoff. Some of these got lots of little crevices. You got to make sure that you get that epoxy down in those little crevices good. Y'all will watch me. I will go over it several times. Even on this one, I'll even heat the epoxy and go over it again. What? Yeah. I'm just that way, man. You know that.
I need a keychain when you get a chance.
Huh?
I need a loop and a keychain.
Right there in that box. I'll get the one with the money there. Yeah, I'm holding that about 6 inches away and just turning it. Just letting it go all over that bait. Then I'll wipe my brush good and come back over it again. You don't have to do that. It's just something I like to do. there's any big globs that you missed, it'll pretty much take care of them. There you go.
Nice.
Nice little rebel crawl. Or should I say rebel crawl, knockoff. So it's not a rebel. It's an ugly dog crawl. There she is. The male will take pictures of these and they will be in the beginning of the video. So, or somewhere in the video. Well, I think I've vented enough for today. What do you think, Melissa?
I agree.
Good. I think we're going to scoot on out of here. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at uglydoglures@gmail.com. And I'll do my best to answer them. So you folks have a very blessed day, and I'll catch you later.